I seen this dope post today about One Piece characters if they were in a podcast. Now y'all gotta let me know which podcast would you subscribe to. Off rip, we have family-friendly merch masters in Chopper and Carrot. Oh my goodness, they would at least have 1 million subs. These two could talk about anything and build an insane community behind them. And imagine if they were gaming, like doing Animal Crossing. I can only imagine the type of content they could make playing horror games. What? Oh my god, Zoro and Sanji's podcast will be insane. Absolute chaos, probably called The Wings of the Pirate King. I know for a fact Luffy and Ace's podcast will be a hometown favorite. That would be hilarious, just seeing them drink and have fun talking about the different pirates on the sea. Another podcast which I know is absolute chaos, but I know it's for the boys, is Usopp and Luffy. I know they would be turning up. The sheer numbers that Nami and Frankie would put up in a duo podcast would be insane. Their solo show would be insane. Nami talking about all the things in the weather and Frankie being the best mechanic in the world. The Admiral's podcast is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Them just in their Hawaiian shirts, kicking back, politicking, drinking. I just know the vibes are complete with Brook and Robin's podcast. I know that his Soul King playlist is elite. And I know Robin would have that whole room smelling romantical. As much as I like the idea for this podcast, we know Shanks is only going to be here for episode 1. I know why this podcast would do big numbers is because they're both fan favorites, but what are they going to talk about? This is Big Bro and Lil Sis, and Big Bro don't care. I take it back, he really wouldn't care what Kaku got to say. And the same goes for Luffy. And as wholesome as I think this podcast will be between Chopper and Sanji, I think it would turn down a dark path very quickly. Yeah, these are all pretty dope, and y'all have to let me know which podcast y'all would subscribe to and which podcast y'all would like to create. Robin and Usopp is definitely one of them, but I think Lilith and Nami would go for big bucks.